Tonight I'm going to be showing you the Parmesan tuna patties or tuna cakes that I ate while I was on the test last week. These are really good, and what I'm going to do is I basically am using 3 cans of tuna instead of 1, and they're calling for a big can of tuna, 6 3/4 ounces, but I'm just using 3 of the, I guess, regular size. Let me see. This one, okay, 5 ounces. So pretty much I'm using like the regular size tuna cans. But I'm going to just change it up for myself. But I'm also going to post the link to their recipe if you're just wanting to make a small batch of these. But this is the ingredients. Okay, I've got 3 cans of just chunk-like tuna. One of these, 2 of these are the Target brand, and one is the Whole Foods 365, and it's a lot better, the 365, because it's like big chunks like that. So I've got 3 cans in there. Then you're going to need about 2 eggs. Put 1 in and see how that works. But it's basically to hold it together, and it does add more protein. Then you're going to need some onion powder. The onion powder, you'll probably need, the recipe calls for like a dash of onion powder, but just do that to taste. And then pepper to taste, and then it calls for garlic powder and then salt. But I just am going to use the garlic salt, and so I'm just going to do this to taste. All your seasonings are basically to your taste. And what you could do is just season it up without the egg and then taste it and see if it's seasoned enough for you. The recipe calls for ground flaxseed meal, but I'm going to be using these breadcrumbs here. And basically I just start out probably with 2 tablespoons of this and then work up to whatever I need. It'll probably end up being maybe a half a cup of these for all that tuna or something. So I'm using these breadcrumbs. But you could use panko, you could use the flaxseed meal, would probably be the best, but I just don't have any. And then next you're going to need some mayonnaise. And the recipe calls for 1 tablespoon, and I'm still just using 1 tablespoon with the tuna just to keep the calories down, because mine is the regular full-fat mayonnaise. So those are the ingredients. Okay, first you'll take your tuna and you're going to drain it as well as you can. This one's a little bit wet, but it's not going to matter because I'm not putting as much mayonnaise. And okay, so add your mayonnaise in there, and you can add a little more if you're using more tuna, but I'm just trying to just keep the calories down a bit. Okay, and I'm going to just eyeball these spices. So that's the garlic salt, and it does have parsley in it. And I'm going to add quite a bit of pepper, and this is just black pepper. Alright, and this is the onion powder, or you can actually put onions in this, but it called for onion powder, so I'm just going to do that. And you can be pretty liberal with that if you like onions or onion flavor. Okay, I'm going to give this a good mix before I put anything else. And like, you could taste this right now to see if it's, you know, got enough salt, got enough whatever, if you like, because there's no raw egg in it. Okay, see how it's kind of wet like that? So I'm going to start out with 1 egg. I may not need to add another one. And this is just 1 large egg. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add the breadcrumbs. I'm just going to use this spoon. And this is just roughly. You don't have to be exact with any of this, just until it looks right. Okay, I'm going to do about 3 of the tablespoons. And you just have to keep mixing it. And it doesn't need to be really wet. It's going to have to be where you can form it. It means it'll still be wet, but you've got to have enough of the binder to be able to form these into your patties or cakes, whatever you want to call it. So it's going to need some more breadcrumb. And I'm going to go ahead and add in that other egg. And because you have the eggs in here, you need to cook these completely. The recipe says you can kind of like fry them, and I mean not like deep fry them, but like put olive oil in the pan, or you could do like just the spray. But I just prefer to do these in the oven because it's a lot easier and less mess. Okay, you can see how that's coming together. And the Whole Foods tuna is a lot better because it has a lot less water. But if you're using tuna that has a lot of water in it, just try to drain it as much as you can. And it looks like I'm going to have to add a little more breadcrumbs into this. So it'll probably end up being maybe a half a cup, something like that, maybe a little more. But if you get your tuna really dry, or if you use one that's maybe the ones that's in the packet, that would work really well. Okay, that looks really good. See how it gets thicker as you put your binder in there? So yeah, if you want to just use a drier tuna, you won't have to add as much breadcrumbs as that. Okay, so next what we're going to do is I'm going to get our pans, and I've got the oven preheating to 400. I'm just going to take some of the cooking spray, and you're going to want to give this a good spray just so they don't stick. And I've got 2 pans here. Okay. Alright, I'm going to form these out, and then I will come back and show you what they look like before I put them in the oven. Okay, this is what they look like before they're going into the oven. You just make them as big or as small as you want. Try to make them the same amount of thickness though, so they cook evenly. I'm going to start out doing these. I'm going to do about 10 minutes and then check them, and I'll let you know exactly how long I do that. But also I'm going to put this, like I said, on 400, and I'll be back when they're done. Okay, these are the tuna cakes when they're done. And I forgot to say that you need to turn them over, of course, halfway through. And I must not have sprayed the pan good enough because they were sticking, so as you can see right there. So spray your pan pretty liberally with the cooking spray. And I probably cook these around 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, but I would say 15 minutes would be good. Just turn them over about halfway through, and that is what they look like. I hope you enjoy, and if you make them, let me know and tell me how you like them. I'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.